this week, we're giving back to our troops.
We deeply believe that all branches of our military need to be supported and thanked.
Without our military, each and every one of us would not get to enjoy the privileges that we all take for granted every day.
Perfect. I kind of motioned to Rick, come on up here, I've got something.
286 now. Eat your heart out.
Who are you hunting with? Catfish?
You can't call my man a catfish.
We come around a corner and we see a buck.
And there he is.
Time to get up now.
Our lives move pretty fast, but it's only in the moment of the hunt that life slows down. It's not a matter of what we do, but how we do it. With passion, drive, and the challenge to accept nothing but our best. We are the Wildlifers.
Support U.S. Armed Forces is bringing 3 Purple Heart recipients to Melon Creek Ranch this week to hunt.
I wish it were mandatory that every citizen of the United States had to do something within their power to thank members of the armed forces. It's their sacrifice that provides every single thing that we take for granted. And Support U.S. Armed Forces is an organization that we've decided to partner with to accomplish our goals of thanking the troops for all that they do.
It means the world to us to give back to support U.S. Armed Forces. There's a lot of organizations that do great things, but this is the organization that we work with. And Bill Carlson, he does a great job.
A friend of mine 6 years ago started the organization, Neil Clark, the president of the organization, and we started out primarily delivering welcome home packages for the returning deployed troops, soldiers, Marines, airmen. Started getting emails and phone calls back from spouses that have supported their military member 10, 15, 20, 30 years, telling us it was the first time they'd ever been thanked. And it touched me. And it became a passion to give back.
Bill is so unbelievably passionate about what he does with the troops.
These guys have put their life on the line, and it's all for you and me. It's all for us.
It is amazing to see the just humbleness in their face. And hunting here on the ranch gives us the opportunity to take these military people on a guided hunt and get them to do something that they've never had the possibility to do. And it's wonderful.
The Wildlifers will be taking the veterans on a doe and cull buck hunt. So before heading out, they needed to make sure everything was nice and dialed in at the range.
But little do they know, Bill, he's got another surprise for them.
Now every year we present these field pods to our veteran hunters.
Thank you, Bill.
You know, Bill, he works his butt off. He goes out and he gets other companies to sponsor more products to give to these warriors. It's awesome.
That one's 3 inches high, windage is perfect.
I have a feeling he's going to make a bullseye on the first shot, or real close to it. I can read these things. This guy's going to shoot really well.
It's about a 1/2 inch to the right of the bullseye.
Told ya. I know these things.
One shot, bullseye. He's ready.
I got to sneak Rick's gun case into my truck.
Who are you hunting with? Catfish?
Dan, I'm calling him Catfish now. See this?
He just jealous because he can't.
Oh, I can't. I will never be able to do that.
Catfish. Hell, look at him. He looks just like a catfish. Got him some whiskers.
You can't call my man a catfish. He is not a catfish.
Is it working?
You know you like it, Mueller. So this evening we're just gonna ride on the north side, see what we can see. I usually hunt most of that area of the ranch.
Dan is guiding Richard Arnold on this hunt. Rick was a specialist in the U.S. Army.
I was in the infantry, and I was a machine gunner, 240 machine gunner, and a machine gun team leader.
I kind of know an area there where there's usually deer out in a gas pipeline, so I stop short of that and sneak up there and look to the right and I look to the left, and there just so happens to be this doe stands down there at like 250 yards out in the middle of the pipeline. So I kind of motioned to Rick, come on up here, I've got something.
So we got out, went on up there, kind of quietly, laid down and got ready to shoot.
296. 286 now.
Perfect shot.
Good job, man. Perfect shot. Good work. That is awesome.
Good deal, man.
Thank you. Good work. Heck of a shot. Dustin, Trevor, eat your hearts out.
The Wildlifer crew is hunting Melon Creek Ranch with a few U.S. veterans. With one doe down, the focus turns to Vietnam veteran Jimmy Hayes.
And like straight this way where it starts going down there. I've been there all morning.
At Support U.S. Armed Forces, 85 cents out of every dollar we bring in goes back to the program.
Everything Bill does is donated time. They don't keep anything. There's no hidden agendas anywhere. I just feel like out of all of the organizations that do this, that they are the most honest and without question, the most generous.
Jimmy is our Vietnam vet this year, and we try to do that every year. We want to select a Vietnam vet. So Jimmy was at the Dixie Deer Classic. It's a hunting show in Raleigh, North Carolina. They came over to the booth and they were asking some questions, and they saw the pictures of our previous Purple Heart Honor hunt, and he was interested in that. And I said, yeah, do you have a Purple Heart? He said, yes, sir, I do.
I got shot when I was coming off of a hot LZ. Then I got a mortar strapple in my back. The more he talked to me about it and sent me letters, I started getting kind of antsy about it and getting excited and one thing and another. I was trying to zero my rifles in, and I hadn't done that in a while. I've been out 46 years and just now starting to get some recognition of, what we've done, and it really feels great.
It was surprising to hear that he's never been thanked. To see the gratitude on his face when he got this hunt, that's what it's all about. It's late morning. We're gonna get out of the blind and we're gonna go ride around and see if we can make something happen. We're looking for deer down senderos, down roads. And we're cruising down the road and we're checking senderos, we're checking fields. There's not a lot of deer movement. And then we come around a corner and we see a buck. And he kind of starts to run around a corner.
Hold on, he's going down the fence line.
Our only choice now is to stop the truck and put on a stalk and hope he hasn't went into the brush.
All right, Jim, when we make this corner, he ought to be walking straight away from us. I'm gonna try to stop him and get him to look at us for a shot. All right. Just be real quiet. Jim, there he is. He's walking straight away from us. There he stopped. Take him when you're ready.
Dropped him. Good shot, Jim. He went straight down.
All right, great, man.
Hey, we didn't even have to track him.
No.
He went straight down. He is down. I can see him kicking a little bit. Let's go look at him.
All right.
He's down. He made a good shot. And when you look at this deer, man, he's a beautiful South Texas 8-point buck. First Texas whitetail deer.
Yes, first one.
Look at this stuff right here. This is kind of neat. I don't see this very much. You see it down here usually, around the bases and stuff, but he's got it all the way out on his main beam out here. Let's get him thrown in the truck and head back to camp.
The Wildlifers are finding success in Texas. Dustin guided Vietnam veteran Jimmy to a great cull buck.
He's down. You made a good shot. First Texas whitetail deer?
Yes, first one.
This hunt has become an annual event that everyone looks forward to.
Purple Heart Honor Hunt, which started very uniquely 4 years ago when we brought out a terminally ill soldier, Master Sergeant Tony Cogdell, as a bucket list trip. And the reason why we call it a bucket list trip is Tony was diagnosed in 2011 with ALS after a training accident over in Afghanistan.
To see what Tony's going through with this ALS and to see how that disease takes a hold of your body and there's nothing that they can do about it. And he'd hunted his whole life before he had gotten injured. To see the joy in his eyes, in his heart, you felt it. I knew right then that this is something we need to do every year.
It was just remarkable, and I can't express how he was the perfect catalyst that sent us forward to do this annually and in several different states because of his attitude toward not only just his injury, but his illness.
Since then, the Wildlifers have hosted the Purple Heart Honor Hunt at Melon Creek Ranch every year.
Since the inception of this Purple Heart Honor Hunt, we've had so many unique opportunities, each in their own right, to build on this, to thank these guys and to pay them back for all that they do. It's incredible.
We've been doing this hunt for a couple of years now and getting to meet a lot of great warriors. These guys are awesome. Perfect. Let's go. Thank you. Okay, so he's turning.
There ain't no forgiveness. I ain't a believer. I'm a bad, bad, bad.
Nice.
The Melon Creek Ranch is a part of the Managed Lands Deer Program, or better known as MLD. With that, they have a certain amount of deer they need to take off the property each year. The hunts are always exciting, so what better way to give back than to have the veterans help fill those tags?
I've only seen that one, about 10 meters off the truck. Yeah. Probably could have hit him with a slingshot.
Fernando was nominated by a friend of his.
It was in 2009, I think it was in May. We were in a little patrol base. We started taking pretty heavy fire, so I took some shrapnel during one of the incoming RPGs. And, we took a few RPGs that day.
Fernando's a fairly new hunter, hasn't done a lot of it. And the more I talked to him, the more he wrote back to me, it was very sincere and very honest that he would really sincerely enjoy participating in an event like this.
My friends, they signed me up for the nomination for the trip, and 2 months later, gave me the final confirmation email saying, if you're getting this email, you're pretty much, you made it. So I was pretty excited. I got them on the phone. I told them, I'm like, hey, thanks, for the opportunity. Everything's going to be a whole new experience to me. I've never done anything like this, so I'm pretty excited to go.
We didn't get a chance to get Fernando's hunt on film, but I got a call and he said he got the old 7-point buck. Man, he has big bases. And I was excited. We drive up to the skin and shed and there he was. Man, that is a great, great 7-point buck.
Peas? What? Trevor, did you get some peas? No. You need some peas. He's always thinking that I put these chili patines in his piece. There's no chili patine in this piece. There's not even one that looks like one. Just trying to mash them.
Oh, there it is. There it is, right there. Yep, I knew there was one. Right there. See how these mash? See how these mash? No. Yeah. See how it crunched?
No other bite. It's a pea. It was a really hot pea. Some bucks a little warm. Are you checking for more?
Yes, I am. I don't trust you either.
I only put one in there. Any of y'all want pepper?
You know, you can be as good as you want to say you are, but you always need to be lucky too. And this morning, I'm going to sit in the back and just let Stephanie take the wheel and guide Rick and see if she's not having a little bit better luck than I am.
I know Dan's probably a little frustrated that he hasn't actually got a buck down for Rick, but all I do is ride around the ranch and I look for deer, so I might have a trick up my sleeve. So we sit out to rattle and nothing came out. I don't know. Dan goes back to get the truck and while he's gone, a buck comes out. And I'm like sizing him up. I don't know if we should shoot him or if we shouldn't. I don't know.
Don't shoot him.
Don't.
No. Too young and big.
He really had a lot of mass. I should have just let you shoot him. What I would took the consequences.
This was a great young buck with tons of potential and something Rick could come back and shoot a few years from now. That's why Stephanie made the tough decision not to harvest this deer and continue the search for a cull buck.
Rick is not leaving this ranch without a buck, not while I'm the guide.
The veterans had 3 days booked for this hunt, and they're now on the final afternoon. So the pressure's on to find a buck.
We were running short for time, and she just wanted to make one last trip down that one, that first lane we went down, and, sure enough, there was one. Dan spotted him.
And, I'm just like, stop. And, Stephanie's wanting to get her binoculars up, and I'm like, we don't have time for all that. Rick, get out, shoot this buck now.
Caleb.
Dang it.
Caleb.
I don't have a shot.
Yes, way to go. And Rick shoots him, and we're trying to get everybody in position, and I don't think the cameraman got it, but it was an awesome shot, and I'm so happy that Rick got a buck. Yeah, but...
With all 3 veterans tagged out, there was just enough time in the day to squeeze in one more hunt. And with everything he's given back with Support U.S. Armed Forces, the wildlifers decide that it was time for Bill himself to be put on a buck.
Bill, he always puts the Warriors first, and he always works so hard to set this up for them. We wanted to give something back to Bill.
We've realized in the last couple of years of him coming here and bringing hunters that he likes to hunt.
But he never gets to go hunting, and he's never asked to go hunting. And we said, why don't we take Bill hunting? We've got to kill this many management bucks anyway. Why don't we give one to Bill? So we did.
Yes, sir. What's that weight going down?
The guys spot a potential shooter through the bush, but can't get a clear shot. So they make a plan to head to a location they feel this buck is headed and to put on a stalk.
All right, Bill, hang out here. I'm just gonna sneak around this corner and look and see if I can see anything. He's down right there. Good shot, bud. Let's go take a look at him. Boy, that's a good buck to get out of the herd.
Nice 8-point, big body. It's a nice looking deer. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Nice shot. Good end to our morning.
These guys have never even had the opportunity to do something like this. Some of them have told me that they've seen more bucks in this week than they've seen in their whole entire lives. So to be able to give back to them, and it's a huge honor.
This week's been a blast. We took these warriors out and gave a little bit back for what they give to us. They're all heroes, and that's why we've got to thank them every chance we get.
It's something that I hope we can continue to do and continue to expand upon and do more of every year for as long as at least I'm around.
For all your Wildlifers social media needs, make sure to follow them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.